All right, let's jump into the history of live streaming and video production as we venture into how far we've come with remote production technology. When you approach the market and you're starting to learn about the different opportunities that are available, you'll notice that many organizations are using somewhat out-of-date technology. So understanding the history, I think, is going to be super important to help us kind of go from here. Where do we go from here? How do we help organizations get better? And one of the things that I've noticed in my career, this is the biggest transition, and I lived through this, was the transition from SDI, which is called the Serial Digital Interface, to IP connectivity and Ethernet. And SDI is still around. It's still used today. There's a little SDI to HDMI converter. And SDI could still help you in a pinch. But you'll notice that in our studio, every camera is connected over Ethernet. And there's so many benefits to having an IP video system. For one thing, is that single Ethernet cable can be used to power the camera, control the camera, stream directly to the cloud. So you can send these cameras out into the world and just control them remotely. And it can send video. So this is an IP joystick. So you can see the joysticks connected and powered. The cameras are connected and powered. And it's all connected over Ethernet cabling. So this transition from SDI to IP video is one of the biggest changes in the industry. So keep that in mind, kind of in the back of your head as we go through this, because that's where we are today. But just to give you an idea of this industry has been around for a very long time. In fact, the very first satellite-enabled TV broadcast happened in the 60s. And technology, as you probably know, it moved slowly, in the beginning, and now it's moving very quickly. In the mid-1990s, we started to come out with RTSP and RTMP, which are video streaming protocols designed to be used over a network. And that's where things really started to move faster. RTSP stands for Real-Time Streaming Protocol. RTMP is Real-Time Media Protocol, and they really revolutionized audio and video delivery over the internet. RTSP is a video stream that you often use on a local area network, and then RTMP you're probably familiar with, which is for live streaming to a content delivery network like YouTube or Facebook over the public internet. As things started to move forth, Dante was launched in 2016. Dante is known for audio over IP solutions, but they now offer video over IP as well. And then, YouTube even in 2011 and then Facebook in 2016 started to offer live streaming. This really opened up the world to a global group of content creators that started to receive the value of live streaming and the authenticity, and consumers are even preferring live video content. Throughout all of this, 4G connectivity, which is a cellular connection, now we have 5G, and that continues to expand, allowing for mobile broadcasting, whether it be with a smartphone or with a cellular bonding technology where you're taking multiple cell signals and combining them into one single streaming solution. SRT in 2013 became available, and then NDI, another really big technology we'll talk about, became available in 2015. And even though these technologies were released almost 10 years ago, they're still being improved upon today. And they're really starting to hit a mass adoption, which is a really awesome thing for all of us. Now, in the 2010s, this is the last decade, you probably heard about Zoom, and you probably know about Skype and online communications. And for live streaming and video production, unified communications and online video have merged quite a bit. And then the pandemic happened and COVID-19, and literally the adoption of all of this video technology was accelerated significantly. So now the business use cases for producing video have been established, and organizations are looking for ways to become more efficient and save costs, right? And when you can do production in the cloud, when you could do it remotely, it reduces a lot of the travel costs, and it centralizes control for your organization and allows you to do real-time adjustments even remotely. So it's very, very powerful for video production. And a lot of the things we'll talk about over time is whether or not organizations want to set up a temporary setup, right, where you can quickly put some PTZ cameras up and remotely control them for a one-time event, or organizations are putting in permanent installations, which have higher upfront costs, but allow for like a house of worship, for example, to repeatedly, week after week, do another live stream with that setup. So that's something we'll talk about. And then these expanding possibilities. Now that remote production is becoming a reality, we have access to a global talent pool, right? When you can just share access to the video production equipment, now you can have camera operators that are anywhere in the world. We're not limited by the people who are close by anymore. So we can create a much more diverse and inclusive content creation environment. So there's so much that is, from a cost savings perspective, from a reduced labor cost, simplifying logistics, that remote production is not only here to stay, it is an expanding field, opening up new possibilities for us all over the world, whether it be for specialized content creation, whether it be for expanding into more global opportunities because the world is flat and the internet has connected us all. Or creating more innovative production services. And we're going to go over all of these throughout this online course. But I want to just talk about a little bit of the use cases here, from whether it be streaming for a business, whether that be from a marketing perspective, whether it be a webinar or a live stream or an online event. Funeral homes are live streaming because people can't make it to a funeral. So they want to be able to literally stream that to anyone who can't make it, family members. Government is live streaming, worship, sports is another one that's not on this list. It's very large, the amount of industries and people that will be affected by remote production. So the key takeaways are that the historical developments have really started to hit their stride. We're really in an important time in history where this technology is ready, and that's what makes me so excited about doing this course today. The impact of social media and streaming platforms, literally the fact that streaming is free, has just made it so prevalent in our industry and makes it very easy for folks to get started and then identify the business use case and then bring in professionals who can really make that dream a reality. The technological advancements that we've covered a few of are really, stable now, and they've really become easy to use and easy enough to use. And then the cloud-based production technology that we're going to be digging into is what enables all of this. And the world is just different post 2020. We're in a different world now. Video production and the preference for video has changed the world, whether it's from remote work or the power of video production. Together, this is going to be an exciting field to dig into. So with that being said, I'm excited to jump into our next video, which is the role of IP. And I'll see you in the next video.